If you, sir, were Robert Pitts and you were going to get a personalized plate, what would you get?
That's how we do it in the South.
What's going on, guys? And welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. Kind of a funny story. The situations that I get myself into and my friends that are bad influences. And, you know, I say bad influences, but they're really, really good friends with not the best ideas sometimes. But this one actually worked out, and it was actually makes for a funny story, which is hell while we're here. So back in February, I bought my Cadillac, and I love my V. I drive it everywhere. This thing has got 17,000 miles on it already, and I was out of town for 4.5 months this year. And like I said, I got it in February, so I've kept it in the wind. You got to think about it. I think it's been Florida, Louisville, Atlanta a few times, Charlotte a few times, Alabama a few times. I mean, it stays in the wind, and keep in mind that I drive an hour back and forth between my house and here. So we rack the miles up pretty quick. And I love it. I love going, Tennessee, going shopping for cars, something like that, man. I drove a pickup truck for years, and I love my Silverados and stuff like that. And when you need a truck, you need a truck. But, for me, I'm riding. I'm just cruising around and looking at cars. I mean, I got, something's high performance, it's fast, but it's classy and comfortable. Like, it's just the best of everything, the best of both worlds. So it's definitely a lot of fun. But, you got to think, well, being a car dealer, I just run a dealer tag on the car. I don't have to have a normal tag. I've never had a personalized plate in my life. And, being in this little realm and hanging around Ed and Travis and all this, they all got the cool personalized plates. And I'm like, man, I want a cool personalized plate. I want to be that guy, and then, that'd be fun, So when I got my Caddy, I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just register it and get a normal tag, and then I'll apply for a vanity plate or personalized tag. So I did that, and keep in mind, this is back in February. So I'm over here, and I'm thinking, like, what do I want on a plate? Well, the state of South Carolina, you can only put 7 letters on a plate. So, I'm over here thinking, and of course, the girl I was dating at the time, she's like, Daddy Caddy and all this stuff, and I'm like, that just makes me sound like a sleazy old man. That's a story for another time. But, and then, once you do like bad cat, I'm like, oh, that's dumb. And, and then of course, call it Bam Bam because it's cocaine white. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. I'm not a dope dealer. As I rock my Jordans with my tongue out, God, I'm turning into a douchebag more and more every day, kids. I'm just waiting for gold chains and be wearing a scarf or something. But, maybe get some of them Post Malone tattoos going. But anyway, so I'm thinking like something cool for a tag. Well, Ed's got VinWiki, and then Travis has got VinWiki in Indianapolis, and there's a few other people that's got VinWiki, in other states. And I'm like, VinWiki's where I got my start. That'd be kind of cool, VinWiki in 7 letters. I could do VinWiki on a tag. And I liked it. It's cool. I love my VinWiki alums, my VinWiki brothers. It's like a family I have of these guys. And I'm like, it's me, but it's not me, So you get to pick 3 things. So I made that my number 3. Like, I liked it. It'd be cool to have it, I guess, for South Carolina. And then I thought, YouTube. I like over 200 million views on YouTube. That'd be badass. YouTube. I like that. 7 letters. It's going to fit perfect. Well, I started thinking about that. Well, I said, well, hell, I'm leaving to go film a show for damn Netflix. So I'm not just YouTube, which I like it, but I'm like, I don't know. And I thought, well, somebody's probably already got that anyway. That's too easy. And I'm like, So I was thinking I could do Rabbit. That's simple. Well, Rabbit's 6 letters. Well, it's going to be off center. So I could do like Rabbit 1. I'm like, there's some old man that's probably got that on a freaking Ford pickup truck now, and I'm like, nah, that's cheesy. And then I could do RUC, just the initials RUC, Rabbit Used Cars. And then everybody's gonna think it's like my initials or something, like who the hell's Ruck. I'm trying to think of things you can figure out. So I'm on the phone with Travis like I am every day. I talk to Travis Bell every day. First words out of his mouth, Robert Pitts, how are you doing, sir? I said, I'm doing great. He said, how's your hair look? I said, great as usual. And he asked all these random things. And I said, Travis, you are the license plate guru. If you, sir, were Robert Pitts and you were going to get a personalized plate, what would you get? He said, I'm going to think on this for just a minute. And he said, how many letters can you put in a plate in South Carolina? And I said, 7. And he goes, let me stew. Easy enough. He calls me. He goes, check your phone. I check it. I didn't have anything. And because he has a crappy Android phone, why? I don't know. But, so, about a minute and a half later, it comes through. BND, the number 4, LFE, banned for life. He goes, your very first YouTube video, I've just printed 1,000 license plates with home of the eBay outlaw on them. How many thousands of stickers have gone out with that, and shirts and all this stuff? He goes, he said it's kind of a cool little vibe, kind of like back when Ed was talking about all the gated 6-speed cars, and he's got Gate Ed on his tag, on one of the Lambos. And I'm like, he said that's like your tie-in. And I loved it. This was cool. I'm like, hell yeah, that's kind of neat. It's kind of, it kind of goes with the Cadillac, kind of badass, kind of cool vibe. I like that, It's the right level of like sleazy and interesting. I like that a lot. So I've made that my number 1 choice. BND, number 4, LFE. Well, by this time, I mailed that off. By this time, I was already gone, and I was in Texas. My car's sitting in my garage at home. And, my mother would go by and check my mail. We were filming in Texas. I'm mic'd up. We're filming the show. And my mom sends me a text, said, you got a letter from the state. And do you want me to open it? Well, and she sent me a picture, too, of the envelope. And it wasn't made out to the dealership, so I'm like, it's personal. I'm like, I'll open that up, She opens it up, and it's about my tag request. And it said that my request met all the guidelines, they didn't have any vulgarities in it or, known gang things or any of that stuff. But I needed to call in and explain why I wanted that on a license plate. And she sent me a picture of the letter and it had the phone number and all that stuff. I'm over here, and I keep this going by text at this point, back and forth. And I told her thanks. I'm thinking like, how am I going to do this? You're smarter than this. And I know if I tell them that I told a story online that I was banned for life, well, what are you banned from? And as soon as I say I'm banned from the largest auction company in the world, that's probably going to be a reason for them not to make my tag. So I'm like, And then it hit me. When you get a good idea, you just got to run with it. I get tunnel vision. Like, I need to take care of this now. I'm thinking to myself, they're 2 hours ahead of me or 2 hours behind me. So I'm like, just enough time to call in. I said, hey, can I take like 5 minutes to take a little smoke break? And they're like, yeah, you're good. So I walk off set for just a minute, pick up the phone and call them up. Get a lady, and I tell her who I am, and she said, well, I told her the car, and I gave her my current tag number. And she goes, okay, Mr. Pitts, we have you pulled up here, and there's a note on your account, and it says that you applied for a personalized plate. You want BND number 4 LFE on a tag. We need to know, like, why? Like, we're all reading this, like, what are you banned from? And I'm like, no, 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 you're reading it wrong. She's like, what do you mean you're reading it wrong? I said, ma'am, listen, this Cadillac is my dream car. And it got me thinking of the best times of my life. And she's just like, and? I said, and you know what that was? She said, what? I said, back in the marching band in high school. She's like, the marching band? Oh, the band for life. I said, I tell you what, if these old knees would hold out, I'd be in a marching band somewhere today. You know, I said, it's my dream car, reminds me of my favorite days of my life. I was in the marching band, marching across that field. She asked me, she said, what instrument did you play? I said, the French horn. She's like, oh, really? I said, yeah. So I'm a big guy, got to have a big instrument. You know, just bullshit at this point. I've never touched a French horn in my life. Hell, I had to Google what the hell it even was. And well, anyway, she goes, well, we thought it was for something bad. We thought you were like in the mob or something. And I'm like, no, nothing like that. She said, well, I think that's all we need to know. Well, 2 weeks later, I get my plate in the mail. And it tickles me every time I see that tag because I love it. You know, it's funny and it's a piece of my life. It's not my proudest moment, obviously, but it made for a good story. And a lot of you guys like watching it all 5 million times. But it's definitely a funny story. And I don't know. It was kind of fun. It's a fun story even getting the tag for that. So even now, 20-something years later, 18 years later. 18 years later, still talking about it. Now even with my license plate. Guys, we'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars.